Is your identity based on the things that you own? And this was really an important reality for me because as I looked at the things that I owned, there was a phase of my life, and it started back in the nanny days, where I was buying things because my identity was associated with that. When I moved away from home, I was just a kid. I didn't really have any sort of identity at all. I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know what my life was supposed to look like, right? So if we stripped away all the stuff from my lifestyle, who was I without my stuff? And the reality was I hadn't articulated that. I didn't know. I'm just a nanny without my stuff. I'm a nobody. I don't have any college degree yet. I haven't done anything in my life that amounts to anything. I just moved away from a great big family. And so without my family, I wasn't part of my family. I was just like this lonesome person now out in the great big world. Give me some stuff so that I can create an identity, right? There are business people and they dress in business clothes. Therefore, that's their identity. There are people who have really nice cars. Well, they must be rich. That's their identity. And I didn't have any identity. And so here I was kind of like, looking around, looking around like I'm going to reinvent myself here. Who am I? Who am I without my stuff? It's a great question. If we strip away everything that you have, who are you? And it's the question I'm asking myself right now because I have two sets of elder parents. And as they're about ready to leave the earth, I've got one relative that's in their deathbed right now. And to have conversations with him and to find out, how are you doing? He's looking back on the quality of his life and his stuff has never come up. We're not talking about his stuff. The stuff that he amassed during his life, not important. What we're looking at is who was he as a person? What is the legacy he's leaving behind? Who are the people whose lives he's touched? And what was the purpose of his life? When you stop and you say, well, I had 4 cheese graters, that's who I was. That's not how people remember you, right? That's not who you are. Your stuff does not equal who you are. Whether you lived in a really big fancy house or whether you lived in a modest home, whether you lived in an apartment, that's not how people remember you. That's not the value that you have as a person. The value you have as a person goes far beyond the stuff that you own. And if we're really honest about the life that we live, it will help us determine, what exactly we're doing. And when I look at the stuff and it was a true moment for me, when I look at the lifestyle that I had amassed, and I was really honest with myself, I was a house cleaner. This is an honest closet for me. This is what my closet looks like. Why? That's who I am on an honest to goodness basis. If I strip away all the fancy stuff, all the stuff I'm not using, all the stuff that I'm ashamed to wear home when I go to see my family because it's embarrassing that I have really nice lavish stuff and it just kind of shines in their face. It's like, hey, look at me, look at what I have. It's embarrassing, And so who am I really? How do I spend the majority of my time? And when it became crystal clear to me that I'm a house cleaner, okay, these are my hands. I don't have fancy jewels and diamonds and whatever on my hands. I wear gloves most of the day. If I'm wearing latex gloves, I don't need fancy jeweled rings. If I had them, I'd have to take them off. I don't wear lots of fancy jewels on my ears and in my hair and all that stuff. That's not who I am. My hair's in a bun and it's just modest during the day. It's a very modest approach to my lifestyle.